Welcome everyone. Thank you for joining. Thank you for your time. As we were saying, super excited for the regular ones. Always happy to see you, and even more excited for those that are joining us for the first time. The idea of this meeting is just to give you a quick summary on how the community is doing, what we are cooking in the project, as well as showing you some specific deep dives in certain features. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go through these stats, some summary on how this last month has been treating us. And afterwards, Suresh has prepared an awesome webinar to give you a lot of information and even more examples on how the roles and policies work in open metadata. This has been one of the regular topics that we have seen in the support channel for the past few weeks, and that's why we decided to make sure that we are giving you all the information that you need to fully understand and make the most out of that feature. Now, how are we looking like? So we already have more than 150 open source developers. Not long ago, I think that last week we broke the 2K stars in GitHub. So many thanks to those of you that have already started the project. For those that have yet to start, please go on GitHub, go on the project, click the star, and that's super awesome for us. It really helps the project reach to more people and kind of give back this appreciation to all of us that we are contributing in the project. In terms of Slack, you know that that's the main channel for communication between users of open metadata and the maintainers of the product, as well as any other user that you'd like to interact and ask your questions. So in this last month, we gained 250 new community members, and we are close to the 2,500 mark. So big milestone that we are seeing here. And we also have 87 new community members, both in Twitter and in Meetup. So thanks to all of you that are joining our community. Thanks to all of you that are joining to our socials and helping us put open metadata into the next level. Something that always excites us is to see community contributions. And I think that this month, that's some kind of record, at least for what we have been seeing in this past year, where we have more than 10 different people that have been contributing, and some of them with multiple PRs. So really thankful, folks, for those of you that you just want and try to pick up an issue and try to make open metadata better, as well as those that say, well, I'm just actually missing something. Let me just go figure this out and make this available for the rest of the community. And I would just like to take 10 extra seconds here to congratulate Christian for the awesome work that he's doing. So Christian, coming from Forter, they are really helping us into creating this object storage service, or this storage service that it's going to help us put the S3 crawling into the next level. He has been doing an awesome work preparing the JSON schemas, preparing the APIs, preparing the connectors. So basically, he's doing the end-to-end. We are trying to support him as much as we can, but he's really been able to drive that new feature by himself. So many thanks. Super grateful. It's been awesome working with you to get that going.
Thank you. Glad I can help. Thank
you. Yay. Then continuing with some GitHub metrics, just wanted also to give you kind of a brief vision on how many PRs we're actually merging per week. So as you can see, before the releases, there's usually a big bump of things that we want to pull out. But other than that, we usually go to more than 50 PRs per week. So that's a huge effort that the community is doing. But then some of you might say, well, this graph looks a bit weird. What has been going on in the second week of February? And what happened is that the Collate, the company behind Open Metadata, had an offsite in Mauritius. That was an awesome opportunity to meet some of our colleagues for the first time. So we have people working from the United States, we have people working from different parts of Europe, we have people working from India. So time zones are fun to manage, meetings are fun to manage, but it was about time that we just met and have had some fun together, as well as prepare the vision and the roadmap and many improvements that we want to bring you folks for this next year. So really grateful that we were able to meet, that we were able to spend some more quality time together. So yeah, we just wanted to also share this event with you folks. Now we are back here. We're doing awesome job once again. So anything that you need, you know where to find us. And just going back into the normal life, just closing the Mauritius parentheses, something that we also wanted to share here was our metrics of the last month on Slack. So as you can see here, we have the number of questions that we get on support, which is consistently more than 75 questions per week, and we even cross the 100 questions. This is awesome. This means that our community is active. This means that there is a lot of people that it's getting involved, that has the will and drive to help us move open metadata into the next level, that is giving us all of these feedback for a total of 403 questions. And you know that we always try to respond the fastest that we can. And our median time from this total of 400 questions has been just 12 minutes until the first member of the team responded. I think that that's really awesome. The team is really putting a lot of effort into making sure that everyone is heard, that we are trying to make all of your fixes, make all of your expectations into the product a reality. But we also wanted to take this opportunity to say, if you can give us a hand here, that would be awesome. There's people that has been working in the project for months. There's people that maybe even know some of the features much more than maybe the folks that we have on support, because either you already contributed on that, you are using this daily. So it would be awesome if you see some questions you'd like to chip in, you'd like to help the fellow colleagues on the community to move forward. It would be a very appreciated help. You can just go on, chip in support. You can also help us get the documentation into the next level. You can also help us providing the PRs, providing the issues. So we really want to make sure that the open metadata community can keep growing. And this is something that we would like to make grow together. So don't be shy. We are always happy to see when someone chips in. So for real, you can just go on and share your thoughts and share your knowledge and expertise with whoever is asking for something in the community. And finally, before passing the word to Suresh, we also wanted to give some of the highlights of the things that we are already cooking for the 1.0 release. On the side of the UI and the user experience, we are working on improving the Lineage performance when we have thousands and hundreds and thousands of nodes. We are also adding localization for the UI. So open metadata will work on English, will work on French, will work on Spanish, will work on Japanese. And if there's any language that you folks would like also to see, feel free to ping us, and we would guide you also to make sure that we can adapt open metadata. We are also putting some more time into improving the alerts and notifications user experience. So if you also have any feedback, anything that you'd like to share about us, please don't hesitate to ask, please don't hesitate to share. We are also working on the tags propagation from the UI. So some of you have been saying, well, what can I do if I want to tag 1,000 tables? And we say, well, right now you can maybe use the SDK, maybe you can use the APIs, but we also want to make sure that the experience in the UI is as seamless as possible. So we are going to bring the tag propagation as well in there. And we also want to facilitate how folks can actually create and configure new services. So we are going to revamp a bit all of these steps, all of this workflow for you to create new ingestions with added requirements directly in the platform and more and better documentation for each of the fields that you need to fill in. In terms of the ingestion side, we're going to improve the results that when the workflow run is giving us. So sometimes we say, hey, I see you're having this warning, I see you're having this exception, and we just need to navigate back and forth in the logs to extract this information. We just want to make this easier. Just go to the end of the logs, have everything that's meaningful, just a bit easier to grasp. We are also working in bringing automatic PII tagging during the profiler so that we can identify, well, this looks like a phone number, this looks like a name, this looks like a credit card, and just bringing this information automatically into OpenMetadata to ease this first step on how we can already exploit the metadata that we have. This brand new S3 Ingestion, we already discussed, that's where Christian Calogaro is actually helping us into better ingesting the S3 buckets, better identifying when are we having a specific path that identifies to a table and so on. So we are trying to move a bit away of the current data lake ingestion, where we treat each of the files as separate tables and rather just have a bit of more information on, okay, at this path looks like we're having a table that might or might not be partitioned and so on. We're going to prepare docs and examples around this new feature, but this is something that has been asked already for some time from a few members of the community. We are also going to start ingesting metadata from dashboard models, as well as their lineage. So for example, Tableau models or Looker explorers, Looker views, this is something that we also want to surface in OpenMetadata and to better understand what's the relationship with the origin tables and the origin databases. And we are finalizing other APIs, internal tunings to make sure that all the foundations, everything is properly clean, everything is working as we're expecting for the 1.0 release.